Bartending, it's about the people. It's a job, it's an industry made from people to people.
Hey guys, I'm here to meet Massimo Stronati. He's a head bartender at Ettan in Palo Alto, California. And we're going to talk about what are the challenges a bartender faces and how to solve it. Let's go. So this is the place, beautiful area, Palo Alto. And over here, we will go through behind the scene. We'll see what he does and how he does it, most importantly. Welcome to the show. So guys, I'm here with Massimo, the man. He's done bartending and mixology for 30 years. We're going to deep dive into the 10 challenges that he faces normally still and how he overcomes it. So I think you're going to learn a lot here. Massimo, what kind of 10 problems do you normally have in your daily, weekly, I would say? Just walk over the 10 biggest pain points, and you can be like absolutely raw here. We can edit whichever way, but just give an example of a problem and then how you tackle that.
Okay, so maybe we can start with the easy things.
Yes.
And then with the hardest one, and maybe you can help me, to follow the track. So maybe one of the easy stuff, but that makes our life a little bit weird, it's about ingredients.
Okay.
So because we are stocking nice spirits and something, I would say, unique, well-made, well-crafted from all over the world. But of course, we have to use even fresh fruits, herbs, spice, whatever, especially here that is an Indian place with California vibes, so we get the meaning about farm to table, so we buy nice stuff.
So it's fresh, it has to match the concept, right?
Yeah, it's always fresh, or it should be. One of the problems is that sometimes even we get a par, we get office work, we get whatever we have to do on plate, sometimes we miss an ingredient, or like I don't mind, like we miss strawberry for the rossini on the branch because maybe there is not a nice communication between me and the team of the kitchen.
Yes.
So what we do, easy, we go to the grocery store and we buy.
You just send someone to go and get strawberries.
That is something that save our life sometimes. So this is something that is small but can be art.
So Massimo, I'm curious to know the ingredients inventory. Maybe it's a stupid question, but is there a cost you measure that, okay, this fine ingredient is costed me this? Looks like that we don't document that by the sound of it. Like, is there a place you know exactly what inventory and how much you're spending there, like in the ingredients?
Yeah, so we know how much you're gonna, I would say, interact any ingredients. So basically what we do, so when you get the lime, you use the lime for different situation, different preparation. So you can have a lime wedge, you can use the peel of the lime, you can use even the discard, the press part, the juice to make a syrup or whatever. That is like to be more nice with the environment and to be sustainability.
I get that, but when you're going to a shop market and got strawberries, do you mark somewhere that it's $14 a pay?
Yeah, so basically that is a way to save our life at the least.
Got it.
But it's not the...
Otherwise an invoice comes from a vendor.
Yeah, of course. We want to buy from our vendors because prices are more closer to us for Oreca, so for restaurants.
Do you have a separate invoice for you and the kitchen?
No, we do. For produces, herbs, spice, and whatever, we have the same, because if we have a separate one, it's going to be another cost to the company because shipment will be different and they're going to charge the delivery. So we're going to pay twice.
Got it.
So I do a par. Par is just a kind of inventory that is made basically on weekly. So how much of this I need, how much of that I need. We don't want to waste too much. So sometimes we do more course than I order for a week. So we order between 2-3 days, but at that point we don't waste nothing.
And you tell this to the chef, and you keep it here then in your fridge, or you just still they store it for you?
So
there?
we have a big fridge downstairs,
okay.
And I'm waiting for a small one for us only.
Okay.
But basically for now it's in the kitchen.
Got it. Let's go more. What about other problems?
So another stuff that it's tricky, but you can eventually fix it. It's like about so this is a huge restaurant, but it's even a small company, because I didn't fix like a proper training program for bartenders.
Okay.
But anytime we hire someone new, you're gonna get training for sure. Okay. In my opinion, I have a different background.
Yes.
So being a European, not American.
Yeah.
So the scheme about runner, cleaner, barback, and then bartender, and then lead bartender is something that makes sense, especially in the US. But mostly of the time I'm skipping this because I would love to put everyone as a bartender, of course, with different experience, but they feel a little bit more appreciate and they feel more part of the team. One of the stuff is that with so many years of experience, I can train, I guess, most of the people.
Them to do other tasks.
Yeah, and then the different things is like to train them to make the job, to know the drinks that we have as signature drinks, to make most of the classic cocktails like IBA cocktails or whatever. And then whatever is this, we're gonna get tasting, we're gonna get class with vendors, with suppliers, with people from distillery. But this is a journey that starts at a certain point, and if you do the bartender as a lifetime job, you should study forever. So basically, I cannot teach you too much about every spirit. I can put you on the game that you are comfortable to guess, but if you want to make more, if you want to be more expertise, you have to study then.
What do you include, in your first 2 days for a new person starting? What's your onboarding process?
So I do two different things. So the first thing is to see how people, even without any experience, how people interact with the guests. Okay. Because we forget often that bartending, it's about the people. It's a job, it's an industry made from people to people. So you can be this more skillful, talented, with a very fashionable style behind the bar, but if you are super bad with people, everything goes to the wrong side. So basically, I take a look about these aspects, and then for sure it's a little bit even about how people handle stuff. There can be tools, there can be bottle, and even other stupid stuff like to understand if people drink too much behind the bar. That is another story. And we do some cheers during a busy night, but we are making drinks for guests, not drinking for us.
Understood.
Okay, so this is so the training stuff is like then when I decided that one I'm gonna join the team, then depends on him or her if they want to be more skilled, if they want to approach the bar in a more professional way. I would say that this is not a genius work. After a certain time of training and practice, you should do easy, but if you are bad with people, I cannot adjust that. That is something about your soul. If you love people, not on a theoretical side, but you want to make them happy.
Super, great points. How about hiring?
So hiring, so it's completely changed, I guess, after COVID. So basically, previous COVID, you do regular stuff like, you go online, like any sites that provides workers. Right now, I guess, during COVID and now that I would say after COVID, or in this kind of middle situation, mostly it's about people that we know or someone else knows. It's strange, we get even a reward with people. So if someone from the team bring in a full-time person or a part-time person, and this person stay for 3-4 months, they get even a cash rewards. This is not about the money itself, but to get them more into these things, so to help the company to fix all the position. I would say that it's still pretty hard, and now that unemployment in US, it's, I would say, 90%.
So that's one of the things. These days, it's so hard to find people. Everyone, all bars and restaurants are facing this challenge, and everyone's overworked, right? Yeah. So how do you keep the morale?
Yeah. But I think that this is, I would say, a lucky place, because getting very fast from the first lockdown till now, we had a lot of different situations, but the number of guests has always increased. So now it's changing a little bit the weather, but except for that, this was always a busy place. The beginning was super bad for anyone else, and the restaurant was open for just a little bit than 3 weeks, and then we shut down the first time, and then we stay closed for a couple of months, and then we reopen. Okay, all the people that were working here were the old team, and during the months we lose someone, and then we get someone new. Right now, I guess that there is new vibes, new people that are available to work for a side, because there is not any more unemployment. A lot of people has completely changed their work. I know that a lot of people that were involved in this industry want never go back because they found something else. I would say that I can even thinking about, but I don't know what to do. So I guess I'm too old to change. The new game is not too much to find people, because I think that now people are looking for a job. The new game is to find the right people, so the people that want to follow the idea of the company and want to be, you know, a proper person in a proper environment. So this is a very, I would say, unique place. We are happy to say that even this tough time, we have the chance to welcoming a lot of people, and now we are wondering even to open eventually sometimes a lunch. We need, I guess, another double number of person to cover all the position. So for the bar, basically, we are always 2, 3, something like that, and sometimes we do a double shift, but because some people want to do that, it's not mandatory. I would say there is a lot of work to do here.
So we covered training, hiring, ingredients. If you can continue with other challenges normally, or I would say other tasks that you have to manage, right?
So I would say that something that is not super easy, but it's more a general thinking, that not directly practical stuff, is to have a completely different backgrounds. I'm not thinking about how many years I have did this or not. It's not important to me. It's just sometimes it's complicated to make people on the same page you are.
You mean the customer or your colleagues?
Colleagues. So customers are coming here for 2 reasons. This place is nice, as like a kind of furniture kind of design, and I mean, a lot of people say that this is the place to be in Palo Alto. For sure, the first reason, or 3/4 of the reason you join us, it's for the style of cooking of the chef that is super famous in San Francisco, and now after other projects, I guess is super famous here. So kind of South Indian, California cuisine that it's full of flavor, very...
Oh, it's South India?
Yeah, it's very intriguing, and
like dosas with cocktails kind of thing?
Yeah, and then the game here for me is that most of the people are getting drink instead of wine. So wine here, I feel, is like so we have a pretty cool wine, and a lot of person even are bringing their own bottles, because, you know, there are collectors or whatever.
You can do a BYOB? You can bring your own bottle here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would say that The rules is that when we got 400 covers, I would say that we do at least 500 and more drinks, because people get at least a couple. Then depends. Sometimes they get even 3, and then depends. Weekend are busier, beginning of the week a little bit less. I would say that coming back with my bartenders is that are 99 periodic American bartenders with different experience in different kind of environment and different kind of and style of restaurant. So some of them are very schematical about the approach of the drink. And
they have their own style, and the challenge comes in your style versus their style, and how do you gain that respect from them?
The game is that they can do whatever they want. So I mean, about the style, about the techniques, the only thing is, it's like after training they knows that I'm expecting that in any shaker there is a certain amount of ice, never less, or that you don't put too much ice in a mixing glass, because there are reason for that, because I have experience in a lot of years, and to get the best result with my recipe, I'm pretty open. If they want to suggest a new drink, we can try. We can even put on the menu if works. This is not my only kingdom.
Correct.
It's the kingdom of the team. I'm leading the team about the cocktails, but just because often they are or shy or they don't want to challenge themselves too much, because they think that not knowing this stuff too much, they don't want to suggest you something. They feel a little bit safe if recipe are mine, and if we have tried more than a time, you know. So some of the drinks that we have here now are all of I would say a year now.
How do you measure which cocktails are delivering more? I mean, one simple thing that comes to my mind is the customer ordering this particular cocktail again? Is there a way you measure anything where you know that this cocktail has averaged 2 glasses per person, this has 3, this has 1?
I would say that it's mostly according to the new kind of vibes about the bar. So you don't. Some people still drinking hard, but the game now is to drink maybe a little bit less, but low in alcohol, or not alcoholic at all. So it's a little bit changing. I'm not drinking too much by myself in terms of cocktails. I normally prefer to have something by itself, spirits, a glass of wine. But this is me because I have already had a lot of.
But you know, if you people sitting here and you would ask, you want the same of this, and they would say, yeah, just one more, right? Versus this guy's saying, oh, I'll try something. So you know, maybe he did not like.
There are some people that are open, some people that are not. I would say that the counter is another story. So the counter, it's a kind of hidden menu that is not even written down. The menu, it's me, because most of the time the people that are at the counter, if they don't have in their mind the specific brand with the specific drink, but they want just to try, you suggest from the list that is kind of our welcome ideas for you, and then if you let us know which kind of spirits you like, which kind of flavor you like, we can do stuff on the fly. That is the funny part to me, because I mean, I know my signature drinks that are here for a while.
Meaning you're super confident in that. You're reading a customer. Is that how you?
Yeah, I'm confident about. I don't want to say that I'm good because
it just comes by experience.
Sometimes I can eventually even do wrong, but I would say that often I ask the proper question because I don't want to do. That is because I hate to waste stuff. So if when people say to you, do whatever you want, and if you get the first choice, you get the spirits that they ate, I don't mind, like mezcal, or you like or you ate. If I give a mezcal drink to someone that ate smoky flavor or whatever, I have to dump the drink. I don't like that at all. So I would prefer to have few information. I do the drink. I would say that 9 to 10, I always get the result. If I don't, of course, we are in California, we're gonna change the drink.
Nice.
So 1 time or 2 times. When people are challenging me, like they want to change the drink 3 times, I feel that they are kidding me. So it's another game, you know. So
what other elements you think, you know, inventory, pricing?
Okay,
buying?
about the inventory, basically the big issues here is this is a cathedral, this is a huge place, but we don't have a very big storage. What we have figured out is that we need to order more frequently, but less in quantity, because we have other storage situation, but that goes to be very complicated to handle, because you have to get the car, go to the storage, come back, and this is deeply central Palo Alto, so you have even a problem with the parking. So basically, I would say that with the most common stuff from the well, from the cocktail on the menu, we order, I would say, weekly for most of the stuff. That is something that make us fine with two things. We always have what we need, and about the pricing is that, as I say, for produces or fruits or whatever, sometimes in an emergency you can go to the grocery store and the same stuff I can go to the liquor store, but the pricing is completely impossible for us, because we are positioned in a certain way. So drinks, I don't want to say that are expensive, but as a certain kind of price, and we can play in any case well. For sure, the rules is always the same, and more you get, I mean, more you order in quantity, a better price you have, but then you need another restaurant to fit all the bottles. So
what kind of problems happen in managing inventory?
There are 2-3 different problems. One problem is that you should start super well since day one if you want to track everything about what you bought and what you have.
I believe that's by systems, by
with the
and then doing a physical inventory count.
Yeah, well, we do both. I would say that one thing that is important is to have statistic about what is working more. As you said previously about the drinks, how you can know which kind of drinks maybe a guest can ask twice or 3 times. It's pretty easy.
So on a week basis, do you print out and do you read a report that, okay, this was my biggest selling SKU?
I would say that I don't need to print. I have I know what is moving, but mostly I ask to the managers to let me know what we are moving or not, and like when I'm not here, especially. So by the way, now it's like more inventory help you to track everything.
I guess one problem that comes to my mind is a dog product, right? This is not moving. You bought a couple of cases and it's just not moving, I mean, right? So no one has asked for this particular niche product that you bought, for example. So, how do you deplete it?
Okay, so for the expensive stuff that are normally in this side, we play a little bit with guests at the counter, or different activities like tasting flights. If you don't know too much about mezcal, or I don't know about single malts, or about Italian stuff, I don't mind. Just to make an example.
So do you have like a table tent or something? You come up with a theme.
We can go to the table and explain them how to play. I don't know, like for Amaro, for mezcal, different.
So hold on 1 second. So you would train your staff. Okay, guys, today let's pitch about mezcal because we have 5-6 bottles here.
Yeah,
that's how you would say?
Yeah, we can do as other kind of activities. That is nothing new, because all over the world people are making. Sometimes we do cocktail table side. So if you go to the table and you can make a martini that is like few ingredients, but you are crafting a drink, it's gonna be much more easier if you go with 4 bottles of mezcal and you make them trying according to your experience, according to what you think this is gonna be the first in the flight and this is gonna be the last. This works, for instance, like for Amaro. I don't mind, like if you have Amaro flights, you're gonna know that you're gonna put Fernet like the last one because it's the much more bitter.
So basically you will use cocktails, you will use some themes like flights and tastings to get some dog products moving.
Yeah, that is true. And the super expensive stuff, I won't say that I'm gonna put in a drink, because then the cost of the drinks gonna fly up too much, and we want to stay, I mean, average. So drinks here are from $15 till $20, 21 the most, but 21 it's one that has a lot of work previous. So in terms of preparation, when we have something that it's actually not moving, the first stuff that I do, I want to rebuy another one, and I will play with that. It depends, because people, so the kind of speed.
Do suppliers replace an open bottle, or what kind of support they can
No. So basically, I would say that it's more complicated to send it back a bottle, even when they make a mistake. I order something, they send me something. If it's not a $300 bottle, I will keep it, because it makes more efforts to send it back.
Understood.
So by the way, when something is not moving too much, we can figure it out. Something special, even in terms of service. I say we do. Sometimes, not often, because when we have 400 people, it's a little bit complicated. But when we have the chance to go to the table and make a special drinks with a special stuff, the drinks can cost even $50. We have people that wants old-fashioned with the blue label and making, you know, a fancy way with a smoking gun or this or that. So we do that, and this is moving. For sure, I won't buy a case of blue label.
Got it, understood. One of the things that come to my mind is an example of a thing that, you know, let's say one can imagine, is reduce the drinks so the making time goes less.
Right now the number of the drinks in the menu, I would say that it's half of the very beginning, because we have
so it's perfect right now to optimize the capacity.
Yeah, because I think that 7-8 drinks plus a special plus something that for sure people are gonna ask, because if people are drinking, I don't mind, like old-fashioned all their life, they won't change even if I have a nice old-fashioned kind of in my menu. You know, we don't force no one to get something they don't want. So we give suggestion, and then if you are I don't know, if you are drinking Michter's bourbon old-fashioned forever, we're gonna do. Actually, it's our favorite. So
got it. You know, for the flow, basically, let's say it's super busy night. You know, apart from well-done job. Do you like give bonuses, or how do you keep the employees motivated financially? So how do you keep yourself, you know, like your team pumped?
So this is a pretty hard stuff. I don't want to lie. I'm trying to figure out the best chance to make the team happy. But to the other side, I'm trying to find the best chance to find myself happy. True. Because the game is that what I have experienced in US is that a lot of people are gonna leave you for a 50
increase pay rise or 5%. 10%.
You know, even if you do whatever you can to train them to make.
So you feel that you've been like, whoa, that guy just left for I tried my best and like backstab. You know, like
I would say that one of the nice stuff that a lot of restaurants are experiencing now, especially after COVID, but we have started previous COVID. So the tips system here is pooling. So it depends on your role.
You split the tips?
Yeah, it depends on your role. It depends on your experience. It depends on a few kind of characteristics, but I guess that in this place everyone gonna be happy because we are super busy. The game is that you know, it's like for friendship. You have friends for a day, so bartenders gonna be bartenders for a day, for a month, for a year, or for a lifetime. You know, so I would say that I would love to have this old school way as I do. I give you my shake your hands, and I do okay from now till I leave. I'm gonna do my best. I would say that in US, especially in this area, it's pretty complicated to live, super expensive. Money has a big role. So if you make them doing good money, they're gonna be happy. To me, there are two things. If they are happy, I'm happy. Mostly I'm happy when I have not to play with
what makes people unhappy? Overwork the most? Like more hours?
So I guess that a lot of people are I can say this, are lazy, and because you are in a super rich and dynamic economy. In Europe, situation is a little bit different. It's not bad because I love Europe, I love my country, but here I would say that unskilled bartenders can get easily $4,000 or $5,000 a month.
It's pretty good.
And I would say that I want that you get 7 or 8,000, but you should be
that's
skilled.
Good, this is a good place, guys, to apply.
You should be skilled. You should know what you're doing. You know, it's like I would say. I love to think that when I go to the doctor knows what he or she has to do, and I think that if I'm gonna pay $20 for a drink. I can do the drinks by myself. I'm thinking about be a guest and not a bartender. So I go over there because I want the experience, I want the welcome, I want all the situation. So
what about like day in lieu? Like, you know, normally in my events business, I like super hard guys, this 2 weeks, just take 2 days off on the pay. Do you guys do much of that? Like, because I believe people want to rest in this industry.
But some people want to have a few days working, and they are happy even with less money. Other people want to work. I know people that works double in 2 different restaurants. Like,
so you ask in an interview this kind of thing? Like, are you open for overwork? And
yes, but this company is more oriented to make your regular shift. I don't want to say less. Normal shift, you get good money, but you have the time to rest. Then if you, during your spare time, you go to another restaurant to work, is not on us. I cannot say I work 5 days. I would love to work 4 at my age, but I cannot figure out to live in this area.
I can imagine a lot of EQ coming in, like emotional things. You know, people get tired, and young people especially, you know, have not sometimes tasted the pressure. What kind of, you know, let's say leadership or management tips you would give to other bar managers there are 2 bartenders who are so unhappy, someone's crying, and what would you exactly do?
So there are 2 different things that one I'm not super expert and the other one a little bit less. About emotional stuff in California and US is working a different way. So what I would say that I don't want people fighting behind the bar, no drama, not too much about this. If we have any issues, we have managers, we have the chance, you know, to figure it out. This is I would say healthy environment, so everyone, different color, race or background or whatever, are welcome, male, female, so there is no difference. The only difference, if you put your effort to work, you're gonna get the money. If you don't put any effort, at a certain point you're gonna lose the job, but I guess this is the business everywhere. I would say that to the other side, when I find someone that is interesting about the job, my fare is to have the chance to, try to elevate the kind of passion with trainings, with bringing them with me for trade industry events, travel if there is the chance, visit distillery.
So you try to invest in them in different ways.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. Just a last question. You're meeting with, our person, your general manager, let's say, this is a 2-week meeting. You've not made sales, much not is happening. Team is bad shape. What kind of reports do you have to tell your manager that, okay, here's how I can tell you bar is doing good or bad? What are some of the 3 or 4 good numbers, like sales, obviously, profit contribution, employee count? What kind of what does that meeting look like?
So I would say that in the latest period, everything it's more than checked. I won't say that previous the COVID was not like that, but in this company a lot of things has changed. I would say that as we have talked previously, we are tracking everything. I'm saying from buying to inventory to wasted. Something that it's very important to me about the bar is that I don't waste too much. Of course, if we send a drink and the people doesn't like, we have to change. But in my mind, at a certain point, I have started to sign down how many drinks I was dumping, because I want to have a kind of counting. Even if the system, whatever you put in the system and then you void, you're gonna be count, and we know where we go or where we are. About the kind of analysis, I would say that managers and the people in top of the company has all the check of everything. You should turn this to the kitchen too. So how many plates, so we do every day the lineup. We say, okay, this is available, this is not, about this we have this. So it's a continuous tracking of the chain, because you buy something, you make something, you have something, and maybe the day after you have something
stock,
less, and it's all counted. What I can do more is that we are taking care. So of course we have people here celebrating their life. Sometimes people crying about loss or whatever. So we have to welcome them. We have to treat them in a proper way. We should have the chance to have them back. So what we do sometimes, we offer something for free, but even in that case, we have the chance to track because we offer something specific, not like a bottle random. It's not about the cost. It's just to be on track of everything, you know. So this is the must. It's not like your own bar, you know. Then when you are desperate, you get the neck of a nice blue label and you drink till you're gonna die. Here it's more like mathematic, financial stuff, emotional stuff. And what I want to say to you that I'm wondering to avoid is this banana review on the social media or in the, you know, Yelp and TripAdvisor, because my bartenders, I would say, they knows how picky I am sometimes, so how I'm fixed. So I would say that they are pretty good because drinks looks like always the same, and I don't have too much complain about this. The game is always that this is, I say, a huge place, and honestly we cannot make everyone happy. We try.